Last night was a masterclass in love. Bombing and hoovering, breadcrumbing, what narcissists do to their prey. Kody Brown wrapped Janelle up and gave her some cookies, said some nice things. To her, love bombed her, made her feel special, knew how to say all the right things. And Janelle ate it up like she was at a meal. She was so hungry and she was chowing down. She ate. Kids, she ate.
Is that what the kids say? Today? She was, she ate. And I think this is why Janelle's daughter, Maddie, said, I think he's just coming back because you're going on and he wants to create chaos again. And I think that Janelle would have stayed with Kody had he not been the way he was with Robin, right? I think if he would have just been status quo and not made Robin the
choice, she would have stayed with him because the woman actually said she had a good relationship with this man. Her kids will do nothing with him, want nothing to do with him. Her kid has called their relationship cruel, and she ate it up. Watch what how. She replied when Kody said that he lied when he said he didn't love her. I think the meanest thing that I did was I said I didn't love you. That wasn't true. That was a lie from the viewpoint of pain.
I knew it. I knew that you loved me. I did. Like, I know that we had an right situation and I didn't understand. Like, I was like, okay, whatever. But I knew it. I knew. Thanks for making that easy. I knew and it was fine. Like, I knew.
Did you see the way her eyes lit up, y'all? Did you see that? And that smile. And that like emphatic, I knew that was the meanest thing you said, Kody. It's not even about what he said. It's about how he acted for years, as though one statement of I never loved her was the meanest thing he said. He said Janelle is a victim and she likes to play it. He terrorized Janelle and her kids. He buried her children. But the meanest thing that Kody said was that he didn't love her. And she's like, I knew we always had a great relationship. What part of this relationship was great? The part where you saw him every 4 days? The part where he was never around? The part where you left him for 5 years, Janelle? The part where you left him 3 times? 3 times, Janelle. 3 times. The part where you lived in a trailer on Coyote Pass. The part where he wouldn't give you money for a house. The part where he took money from you and stole money from you. The part where he urged you to sell your house in Las Vegas. The part where he was going to, take all the money from Coyote Pass. The part where he never paid you back for the money you gave him for his house and Flagstaff, or the part where he buried your son and verbally abused him and separated him from everyone, made him the bad guy, villainized him that your son's mental health declined so badly he turned to alcohol and eventually killed himself. But you knew that he always loved you. Janelle is the woman that has been in a cycle of spousal violence and abuse and has no idea or understanding about what a healthy friendship is or what love is, because Kody did not love her. None of that is love. And what I just watched is a woman that is getting a breadcrumb of approval and he's swooning her. And I don't know that he's trying to get back together with her, but it's planting that seed because even she thinks it's happening. And she's at a
place now where she's not as angry as she used to be, but nothing changes the fact that he's still going to be with Robin and all the same problems would continue. And then how would her kids feel if she went back again? This is why I think her kids keep a very guarded space between her and his friendship, because I think Maddie said it on that podcast where it
was like her mom was always stuck in
this cycle, right? Where she was going back to an attacker, never putting the kids first. It's just sad, honestly.
Yeah. Just because I've not had any kind of real personal connection with him like this for a long time, I'm like, where is this going? I don't know. You know what I mean? At one point, I thought, wow, you're really bringing it on heavy. I'm like, if you're going to ask for some sort of closure, I kept thinking it wouldn't have made any sense, but he was just being so intense and so like trying to connect with me emotionally, and I just didn't know why. Like, I just couldn't think of any reason why. I'm really confused about why she's acting like she's confused by this, because every time they've gotten together on the show, since they've split up, Kody has tried to get back together with her every time. I mean, even that last meeting they had right before they were getting ready to sell Coyote Pass, Kody was eating those eggs and they're talking about what to do with the house. She wants to sell it and Cody's like, well, what about us? And she's like, we're done. I mean, he was trying to get back together with her. Even this season, Robin was asking what was going to happen with Janelle. Is there any chance of a reconciliation? Because Kody knows that she's the easiest to manipulate. That's my opinion. I think maybe intellectually, she gives him something that Robin doesn't. Maybe she can have talks with him that Robin doesn't. I don't know. But I don't think that there's any chance that he
actually wants her back because he loves her, and I don't think that she's going to take him back. But definitely he's put the seed here and she's eating it up, and it's just, and she even said right there, like, because it's been so long since he's been nice to me. And then he tells her that, he felt the safest telling her that because he knew that she would be like the
easiest one to say this to. Basically, Kody knows that she's the easiest to manipulate. She's the nicest one. She's the one that's not going to push back and fight him. She's the one that I think has very low self-esteem and has been so used to taking breadcrumbs from him and just nothing that anything feels good. And she's the only one of them to that point that hasn't dated. They didn't have a release yet. She was still emotionally linked to him. So, of course, he would go to Janelle first. And if he could get Janelle back, Robin would be pleased because they would still be living her weird version of plural marriage. I think it would have been a lot better for you. I feel like I put you in harm's way and then it didn't step up to protect you. Wow.
Thank you. And for that, and the fact that I didn't protect, like, we didn't know. We didn't have no idea. There was no book or anybody guiding you. There wasn't. But I my mistake in just not being brave enough, man enough, strong enough, because I know you didn't feel safe in that space.
Here's where he blames Mary. I put you in harm's way. I put you in a space in danger. I wasn't man enough to have your back. I can't. I threw you to the wolves. I didn't take care of you. I put you with the monster, Mary Brown. What? No. You chose to bring in Mary's ex, sister-in-law behind her back and just expected them to get along, and then you left them together for weeks at a time while you were out doing whatever. It's just his way to deflect from his own role and to act like it was all Mary's fault. All the abuse that happened was Mary's fault, which maybe there was violent conflict between the two of them. But regardless, they're all there. They're only there because of Kody. There wouldn't have been any abuse if not for Kody. They're fighting about Kody. They're fighting about, well, you're my ex. You're my brother's ex. I wasn't expecting you to join the family. This is weird. And for her to say that, there is no book and no one was advising them. That is such crap. They had a church that would advise them. They had leaders in the church that advised them. They had rules to follow, and there are guidelines in their church. Not that it works, but for her to act like there was no blueprint. Yes, there was. You had mentors in your church, and they all do it terribly because it's impossible to do it. And working through your jealousy is just another way of them saying, as long as you can work through this, you'll go to heaven. It's bananas. He's blaming Mary, and then he doesn't have to take responsibility. It's not an apology. I just didn't realize that you weren't feeling safe. Thought about that scene. in my mind scenario where you were there. And I just felt ashamed because you deserve to feel safe in that relationship, and I failed that. I think I had to sort of emotionally close down to survive in those early years, and I think we just never got that back. So if I would have made you safe in that space, if you would have felt like I had your back, yeah, we might have. Would have made a lot of difference. Have struggled. Do you remember when? Last week I said that I think that as a coping mechanism to manage the trauma, Janelle just shut down and just cut off herself from her feelings and just plowed through. Like a coping mechanism. When you're in trauma is to just not think about it and shut off your emotions and just not deal with it. And to this day, in many ways, Janelle still does that. She shuts off her emotions and doesn't think about it, which is why it's so easy for Kody to rope her back in. Because if you don't think about it, you don't process it, you don't deal with it, there's no way to get through it. And if you just accept it for what it is and just tune things out, which is what she did, she can tell herself that. Everything's fine, it's great, it's amazing. We had this idealistic relationship, and Kody saying that if he would have just had her back, and if he would have just been a safe space, and if he would have done this or would have done that, doesn't matter. None of that would have happened anyway. Kody doesn't have the capacity to navigate this. Kody didn't care about keeping anyone happy but himself. And in his mind, Kody's the only thing that matters. And even with this, at the end of the day, after he's left, after she's left, after it's over, this entire apology isn't about her. It's about him. It's about him looking better on TV. It's about him trying to repair his ego. It's about him trying to get her to stop talking about him. But I guarantee that if something happens down the line that pisses him off, he'll go right back to talking crap. And he does. He starts throwing her under the bus and accusing her of trying to orchestrate the screwing over of Mary because she controls the finances. He's just placating her, saying what she wants to hear, and none of it has value. And it saddens me that she just eats this up and takes it and just forget about what she was feeling because she never thought about it anyway. I just feel sad for Janelle, really, because this is going to lead her to confusion, and she'll probably debate getting back together with him because of this. And Janelle, you get the high honor and being the person I felt the safest with. To start offering that olive branch, oh, we did.
We had a good, we had a great like I'm grateful for what we had, I really am. Thank you, yeah, thank you for being cool about this. I'm glad you came, like it was a great relationship. I still care about him, and I think he still cares about him, and I think he still cares about me, but I don't live my life, and I'm not going to be in his life, and there's
nothing there now. Kody told Robin the reason why he was apologizing was because he wanted to set them free and get them to stop talking crap about him. Right, that's what he said he wanted. He wanted to set them free and get them to stop talking crap about him. And during this conversation, Janelle doesn't understand what the apology is for because he didn't make clear why he was apologizing. He wasn't saying, I just want to have closure. I would like to just get to a space where the two of us can be friends and we can be co-parents. They don't even really talk about their kids at all. She brings up Garrison getting a military headstone and that she's working on the paperwork for that, and she was going to get a headstone for him to have in the Wyoming grave. And he's like, oh, we can do that together. And she's like, sure. And so they're going to go put a headstone on his grave in Wyoming together for the military, which there's no conversation about their kids. There's no apologies for how he treated the kids and the neglect of the kids. Nothing about the kids. It's like as long as they can keep everything out of the conversation. Don't talk about.
Robin, don't talk about Mary. Don't talk about Christine. Don't talk about anyone. Let's just focus on the two of us and ignore everything else out here. Because that's the only way he can keep her invested. But then he's also deceiving her because he's not telling her what the purpose of that apology was. 4, he's not saying I'm telling you. I'm sorry, so you stop talking crap about me.
I'm telling you I'm sorry so I can set you free. Because, during this conversation, it seems like she's confused about why he's telling her he's sorry. And it's making her feel like there's a possibility that they could get back together. And that's the opposite of trying to set someone free. If you want to set someone free and she's already set free, you make clear that this apology is not about reconciling. It's not about being in a relationship. It's about just trying to move forward. But he doesn't tell her that. And he certainly doesn't tell her, I just want you to stop talking crap about me. So this is why I'm apologizing. And then next week she's going to say that at one point she debated about whether or not she would reconcile with him. There's nothing in this that says they're reconciled. She's literally building a house in North Carolina on the same property that she owns with her daughter. She's not moving from North Carolina. She's there. Kody and Robin are in their mansion by the dump in the mine in Flagstaff, and life goes on. But now he has just caused chaos in her life again by doing this, and he didn't apologize for anything. He didn't take accountability for anything. And she does mention at the end, it would be nice if, he could reestablish relationships with his kids. But what Kody has figured out about Janelle is if he can forget her to not think about the rest of the things involved in this, and he just gets her to focus on him and her, he can manipulate her. She was way more grounded before Garrison's death. And I think part of this is him playing on her grief and her vulnerability of her grief, because before Garrison's death, she was more grounded in the fact that it doesn't matter what you say, Kody, all of that chaos still exists. If I come back, and all of that chaos would have still existed if I stayed. It never
Would have worked, and they didn't have a great relationship. You don't leave a great relationship. You don't upend your whole life and move across the country and not tell your ex that you're leaving in the middle of the night. You don't move out of a city if you had a great relationship. You don't disconnect. Go no contact. Your kids. Don't talk to your kid. You're their dad.
If you had a great relationship, it was not a great relationship. And I just feel sad that Janelle at her age just still can't see it. And I don't know if she ever will. And I just hope at some point she gets therapy and she just gets away from him, because he is so toxic and he's so abusive. And this apology was so disgusting, and I just feel sad. So tell
me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.